Hey everybody, it's Bust with Expedition Trial number 401. Let's jump in and see what shows up. So cool, we got some new ones here. We got the Tristana showing up, and so we can most certainly give this a try. And so, of course, with Tristana, I think she's kind of going to be one of the better champions to come out of the set, if not the best. Like, it's going to be kind of tough to like outdo the likes of Poppy, since Poppy's going to be so strong in Expedition. But I think Tristana's really going to be up there. But I think the thing with Tristana is there may not be enough of the multi-region stuff happening just yet. There's not even the entirety of one set released with these multi-faction cards, and so I just worry that the multi-faction build around just isn't in a high enough density yet for her to really shine. And so we'll give her a try. I'm pretty sure though that here in a if you come back this time next year, I feel like Tristana has the opportunity just to be an absolute menace in the format. But we'll see. The big things to note with her, she gets the +1 bonus whenever you play a multi-region ally. She doesn't have to see it. And then if she's on the board, that multi-region ally gets a bonus as well. So you don't have to try and set up these things to where you play Tristana and then follow up everything, follow up with all your followers, follow up with all of your followers following playing your Tristana to get her these boosts. But nonetheless, let's take a moment. We'll get her pulled up on the site. If you're not familiar with it, we're just over here at ftpbus.com. We're just going to be on the main page or the expedition helper in the navigation bar. We'll just make our way down, to this drop down box, head on to Tristana, and take a peek at what we're working with here. And so, yeah, as far as these cards are concerned, this is where all of the multi-faction cards live. You can kind of scroll through them fairly quickly and see a few of them. The Bandle Commando generates the multi-faction cards. The Bandle Painter discards a card to generate them. And so, everything lives here. So that will be kind of the big thing that we're trying to chase down. I would love to get some additional synergies going on with this, whether or not we're taking a peek at, say, like Arena Kingpin and then playing with some aggressive Noxus cards. Maybe we pick up Bandle Painter and pick up some of the scrap heap discardy kind of things. Maybe we pick up Yordle Squire and have like an augment effect, or we have a just a way that can take advantage of these things. I don't really want to just be like playing units and hoping for the best with Tristana. I'd like to find kind of a side synergy to go along with this. And so that was, kind of thing number one to watch for. Thing number two is there's not really any good top end in Bandle City right now. This one may have some of these big bros in it. This one has some like expensive cards in the epic space. But none of these are like the really good game closers, except things like Yordle Ranger. Does this? I don't think this has the. No, there's the Gunners. The Gunners live here as well, but we're pretty light. There's no late game common cards that we can look to find, and so we're gonna have to like kind of go out of our way a little bit to find a way to try and close out these games. And then kind of thing number two is the removal is only okayish. We have a lot of this kind of like middling removal with cards like Buster Shot. We can maybe take down something big with a double tap, but there's nothing like a detain. There's no vengeances. There's no crumbles. There's no way to just say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna straight up deal with that unit. And so we'll have to see if we can't kind of address that as well. But let's see what else we find. Again, I don't think this is a full on build around. I want to see if we can't get any other themes to tag along with this. And well, it looks like we'll be taking this Lucian here. So, if you're wanting to see the fluffed and tuft in action, we actually just drafted that in our previous draft with Braum and the Poros. That was a fun one with there. I thought that was a pretty good time. But as far as these other packs go, I don't want to draft Pike. I'm not a humongous fan of Pike in general, and this isn't going to be something where we can take advantage of lurkers either. There aren't any lurkers in Bandle City, so that leaves us back here with Lucian. And he's fine. I can't remember if we still leave him up in tier 1 in the tier list. I'm pretty sure we do, but we're not going to have like a lot of the build around aspects that we would typically find with Lucian, right? We're not going to have a lot of sacrificable units. We're not going to have challengers. We're not, or like ways to give him challenger, I should say. And so he's just got to be kind of like functioning as a good unit. But like these cards here, if we're building towards Tristana, are all completely fine. I mean, we complained about our lack of late game, and Egghead Researcher helps fill that role. And then I'm pretty sure that there's some decent removal in Retribution. So let me get that one pulled up here as well. I want to see if there's anything that just kind of fits in. Oh, this is a fairly small card pool. Nope, it's got a lot of early game aggression, and so yeah, I think that maybe that's a kind of a way to kind of look at these. Is there's Lucian, there's Senna, there is the 4/2 quick attacker out of Bandle City. Maybe we can look to find some ways to give our things challenger as a way to get some synergies between these. And then otherwise, this is just another really like low to the ground card pool. So maybe we'll need to look to pick up some of those +2/+2 cards, or even something like Dawn Speakers could be somewhat useful. But okay, alrighty, I know what we're getting ourselves into here. Let's pick up this Lucian and see if we can't get some combos going together. No, here's what we see down here at the end. The challengers immediately showing up. That's kind of interesting. So there's kind of two ways to look at this, right? There's just what would be the Tristana build around, which this is what we're going to take. We're going to take the Grenadier with the Protoporo. Or you could come down here and look at this challengers. It's like we could look to branch out into Shurima. But my ultimate concern would be that we're unable to find any elites. I don't think there's any elites in Bandle City. There's a handful of Demacia cards, but I don't think anything has the elite tag coming out of Bandle City. But man, as we like go on about wanting to find, we've got like so many quick attackers. God, between Lucian, Tristana, finding Senna's, finding that 4/2, I'm gonna go for it. I think we can probably find this as opposed to trying to put together the allegiance deck. So let's see what shows up here. Let's see what we can do. And man, these are some cards. These are ways to just deal with our opponent's stuff, whether or not it's just the double removal and Concerted Strike Detain or the Confront plus Screeching Dragon. Both of these are quite strong. I'm gonna take the double removal here in the Strike and the Detain. I feel like we'll get cards like Confront if we really want. I don't want to just be like stuck with this. I feel like Confronts or On Guards or whatever will make an appearance. We're just really shoring up our deck with the removal spells, though. Okay, so interesting set. We're getting the Honored Lord as another elite. I don't think we're going to have like too many combos as far as Cataclysm goes. We could, well, we're not building towards Lucian. I'm just trying to like envision in my head that it's like we Cataclysm with a unit and our opponent has to like block and kill it, and then then our Lucian keeps going further. But I don't think that's a realistic expectation here. But I think we do still want to take the Honored Lord Cataclysm. These cards are quite strong. I think our top end is going to kind of fix itself a little bit now that we're in Demacia. We shouldn't have to worry too much about finding expensive cards. Okay, so are either of you multi-faction? I do want to like stick to the multi-faction stuff a little bit. I do intend on building to Tristana, but I don't want to just have to go like all in on it. But these are fine. The Yordle Smith is another way to pass out quick attacks, and so if we can get some quick attack challenges going with the Yordle Smith, I'll be quite happy with that. And of course, the Bandle Commando generates some multi-faction units, and so I think we can make some use out of that. Okay, and then we got our chicken and the egg here, right? Do we want to pick up the Confront or do we want to pick up the Senna? And I think I'm going to go with the Confront on this one. I want to ensure that we have like a couple of different ways to give out Challenger, since the Squire is going to be unreliable. I know we're passing on the Vanguard Redeemer here, but I think this is okay. And there's a little bit of top end as well in the Screeching Dragon. Man, I've never wanted to pick a Confront. That's wild, isn't it? But here, this is too easy. We need this Vanguard Sergeant real bad. I have to imagine the Fleet Feather Tracker plays fantastically with the likes of Yordle Smith. This is just everything we're looking for. This Vanguard Sergeant is also an elite. Oh, what up, Jin Vivi? Can't pass on you. Just way too strong. Welcome to the squad. Good old Jin Vivi. Haven't seen her around in a while. Okay, so we have gotten, a little bit far away from the multi-faction theme. I think we can still kind of recover it, but we can't be taking Gruff Grenadiers here. So this one, I think I want to pick up the Senna and the Redeemer, but this is like such high-quality cards in the Confront and the Detain. I think we probably just have to pick the removal spells here and be happy with our 3 removals. Okay, though. Okay, I'm still on board with how this is shaking out. Okay, and then last but not least, the Bandle Painter Protoporo is not too exciting, so I'm going to take the Honored Lord with a uh, Challenger Giver. And, alrighty, and then our top end makes a bit of appearance here with the Bandle Gunners. They're a little weak here. You know, we don't have the ways. We don't have very many multi-region cards, but this is some pretty choice top end along with another multi-faction card, but I think we probably just have to take the Honored Lord if we're going to be serious with it. It's tough. Like we only have like the one Penitent Squire, so I don't want to feel like I'm all in on the Honored Lord. But we do have 3 additional ways to give him Challenger in the 2 Confronts and the 1 Larnt Duelist. But it's like I kind of like have it running in the back of my head. This is like, yeah, we can probably just pick up some expensive cards later, but I think I want to make sure that we get something expensive here with the Bandle Gunners. Okay, well, here's a chance to pick up a combat trick. I don't want these Grenadiers. I want them. This Allegiance card is extremely powerful. We just can't support it. So 1 back-to-back is always a welcome addition. And then, of course, these Fleet Feather Trackers, pretty strong early game play. Okay, and then our last pick, not too interested in Trinket Trade or Hidden Pathways. I think we want to just go with the cheap combat trick in the Radiant Strike. Okay, man, I know you're wanting me to trade off Tristana for Garen. We are pretty heavily into elites, but I feel like we can swing this back a little bit into building around Tristana. I think we have the tools to make her strong, right? We have all these challenger giving cards. We just need a few more of these multi-faction things to really take advantage of her. So I'm going to hang on to Tristana. Honored Lord for Radiant Strike is kind of close, but I think this is our only 1 mana combat trick, and I want to hang on to it. So we'll go ahead and skip over this one. And all right. You all know what time it is. We got to go and turn something premium. Continue on with our pay-to-win lifestyle. Let's see what shows up here real quick. Bandle City and Demacia. So what do we got? We picked up a Bandle Commando. That's a good choice. It generates a card. Do we got anything else in here? Yeah, we didn't see any Arena Kingpins in that trial. That was a little odd. That was our kind of go-to bro for all of these challenger cards. And so, I mean, if we can pick up a handful of these Arena Kingpins, we are going to be like set as far as meshing these two synergies together. But let's level up the Commando. You know, she's our only multi-faction generator at this point. We need to be giving these hungry Owlcats the premium treatment, and I think we'll be good to go. Okay, yeah, not a bad thing here. I think we got something real special here. This will be pretty good. Get those quick attack challenges. One of my favorite things to be doing in Expedition. It's so powerful. All right, I'm hydrated. Let's get to it. Our opponents are afraid to queue up. They know FTP Bust is on the way with all his quick attack challengers. Okay, Fizz and Scion. They don't seem too friendly as far as synergies are concerned, along with the Bandle City. Okay. Oh, so we just want to get rid of the Gunners. I think everything else is a reasonable keep here. Need some multi-faction dragons out of this Egghead researcher, am I right? that would be pretty sweet. Okay, opponent is scared. Honored Lord is ready for action. What if they play like a tradable card? Are we willing to just trade a Radiant Strike? I would. If they play like a 2/3, we trade the Radiant Strike. If they play a 3/2, then I would pass. Man, I gotta go get a new board after this game. I'm getting tired of that purple thing. Does that happen on all the boards or just this board soon? Huh. Okay. Not a whole lot we can do about that. But let's just wait on the attack to happen. He's definitely going to come in and hit us for 3. We're going to have to... Oh, you're elusive, huh? Nothing we can do about that either. Okay. Let's take the big damages. I think we just want to go with another Honored Lord. I was thinking that like I wanted to play Tristana. The next turn we could play both of our units, but we can't play Confront if we're going to go with that style. Get him. Oh, nose. Deal 2 to an enemy. Okay. Looks like we get a 2 for 2 here. This is back to the heal, right? It's not... Then the... Okay, he's only got 2 mana, so he can't do any more damage to us with these cards. So here I'm just thinking of playing the Researcher and passing with a bit of mana. Our next move is going to be working on this Screeching Dragon. Ooh, working on Eclipse Dragon. Friend, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since we've played our friend Eclipse Dragon. Oh, I miss you, my man. I miss you. It's like, what is the answer to all the Darkness decks these days? Playing things like Eclipse Dragon. The Darkness deck is good at like picking on mid-range decks, I think. It is not particularly good when our opponent's like, what up, here's all my invokes. Oh, I see you're generating a 3 damage removal spell. Watch me generate a 9/9 spell Shield Overwhelm. Alright, this is looking like an open here. Our hand can't really contest any of the stuff on the board. Let's go with the potentially bigger unit in the Bandle Painter. Alright, well I guess we'll pay the price on this Radiant Strike. He knew we had it. But... Okay. We can keep things going on with the dragons. We play back to back. Getting pranked. Oh, maybe we're not going to be doing much back-to-back in here soon. He's got to see both of our combat tricks. It's kind of awkward. Okay. Yeah, we're going to kill that. Just FYI, that thing's going down. So unfortunately, we don't have like a good block for the Benemonumi, but I think we can just throw the Researcher in front of it. I think I'll be okay. Okay. So I mean, definitely the big thing I'm looking to do this turn is Concerted Strike the Warmonger. Let's go ahead and take care of that. I don't want to block. I don't want him to be getting like opportunities to Whirling Death out of this. Just the thing I want to make sure is we deal 2 damage to this thing. So if he has a Sharpened Resolve, we need to get the full 7 damage in onto the Warmonger. So we'll strike here. We'll start with the 2/2, then follow up with the Dragon. See if we can't take this down. It's potentially dangerous if he has like a... oh, what would it be? Like a... not a Calling Strike, a Scorched Earth or a Nox and Guillotine kind of card. This is a little dangerous. He can just take down our Benemonon with our dragon with the Benemonon, but I say it seems like he's probably going to come in and get a block. Okay. So that's at least a little positive. We healed our dragon up, so it's not just sitting around at 2 health anymore. It's going to be ready to get in some good combats here. And slight worries about those aloof travelers. I guess getting our opponent to discard Scion would be okay, but uh, it is always interesting when they have these big, expensive dudes that are capable of making us discard things. Or getting bonuses off of their discards, I should say. Looked like that was the 5/4 quick attack impact. No, I want to keep my Lucian. I wanted a way to. He was our premier way to get the Eclipse Dragon, putting cards in our hand. Boo. Okay, let's just come out here and prevent some damage. Our board is about to get overly full, so I think this is fine. If he has some kind of combat trick, it's not the end of the world. Beautiful. We can definitely play the long game here, right? We have this Eclipse Dragon in our hand. I'd be a little bit more worried about a little bit more worried about the overwhelm aspect of the might. And here, I don't think it's too greedy to add the Redeemer. We have a ton of cheap cards in our deck. Good, we picked up something for the Eclipse Dragon. Are you beholden? It's like you are. Close to getting the Bandle Gunners impacted as well. If we hit with the Commando, we can get the Owlcat down and get the big Bandle Gunners. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's a little scary. What do we do about Scion? Oh, I mean, we can kind of ignore him for at least this combat. But I think we need to just slam Eclipse Dragon into him. That seem reasonable? Well, if we give it a turn, we can just play a big boy in front of this. He's also adding Risen Reckoner. Can this thing block? I gotta make sure this thing can. Okay. So yeah, that's fine. So I'm pretty okay with this. We can attack with these two, take down the Benemonon, and then we can get you off the board, or at least try to. Then our idea for next turn is to throw an Eclipse Dragon in front of Scion and then reblock him with the Destroyer or the Bandle Gunners. Is that too slow? We probably should have attacked with these other units as well, but... Big overwhelms, not ideal. We play Cadrigen, that's a total of 8 health. That's our most health that we can get. Then I guess the other thing we can do is just not kill Scion here, right? Let's take 6. Then we could look to just add the Destroyer next turn. Okay. Would we yeah, we'd probably rather add the Destroyer than the Bandle Gunners. I think that makes sense. The Bandle Gunners are quite good with Cataclysm, though. With a 4 Demacia? Huh. Is that just better? Assume he plays like 2 more blockers. I mean, that gives us the most health to deal with this Scion. I think that's probably good. I was pretty interested in hitting the Bandle Gunners with the with the Cataclysm though, getting double impacts. Hmm. What do we actually feel about doing, say, this, so that we can block Scion with 8, looks like 8 health, only be taking 2 damage from him? I like it. Takes him to 5. Okay. Okay, you have the most health here. Take us to 3. And if he doesn't have any more cards, we can just kill him with Cataclysm here. So let's play the Owlcat. We should have just an ally. I can't. Oh, he has to target an enemy. I thought we could just play this thing attacking. Fine game. Fine. Oh, this is the Great Horn showing up. We still can't do this, right? Okay, whatever. I get so excited about this Cataclysm, but I guess we have to have a unit to challenge. That's my squad. That's right, Tristana. All right, so let's get a few more Trists. This is pretty good. We're not really helping out with the multi-region stuff, but the early game plays are exactly what we're looking for here. Okay. All right, so I think we should be okay against the trap stack. I was like, well, we should probably be able to like mulligan into an answer to Teemo or Caitlyn, but maybe we should have held on to confront. We got so many things like all the fleet feather trackers as well. We have a ton of ways to deal with them. Here's the tracker. Alright, so I guess we can just start making the value plays. Well, group shot should be okay. Not interested in the tentacles or the Otterpus cards. It's not bad, generating a removal spell. Now we can get a quick attack challenge going with the tracker and the Yordlesmith. Protect him a little bit with this group shot if we need to. Seems good. He says, oh no, must pause to this. Gotta play my gotcha. Get excited. Okay. That's at least positive. We discard here a Hexcore Foundry. Alright, let's just give it a turn. We got too many benefits to going wide here, I think, between having the 4 ally bonus from group shot, using the Vanguard Redeemer to draw a card. I think trading off for this Gearhead's probably not that fantastic at this point. I don't intend on, well, I don't want to block jump limp, I should say. We might have to here. Like the biggest disaster. Oh, beautiful! I was gonna say the biggest disaster against these Teemo decks is just like falling too low. They tend to need to get you to like 10 before they can kill you with puff caps. If we can keep them from doing that, then I think we're strong. Lucian. Are we gonna do all the quick attacks this turn? Oh, I mean, we can do a quick attack here. We can do a good barrier challenge with the Honored Lord. Ooh. Oh, that's not what we're gonna do. Get this out of here. That's better with Lucian at the end. I can't imagine we're gonna lose all of our units in this combat here, but we should at least get him on the right. That looks good. That looks strong. Best confronts 2021. Alright, Heimer, what up? I would be interested in putting up +1 health onto Lucian. I have to imagine if he had a Piltover Peacemaker, he would have already played it. But getting up above 2 health is pretty important in the format these days. Oh shit! I meant to play the shield, but the other option would have been to go for the +1 attack and try and take down Heimerdinger, but we can just take him down with group shot. The Lucian's probably just a little bit more important here. Bring in the heat. Okay. All right, let's get this combat in. We need to win on our next attack, so we got to come in and try and clear out as much of this as we can. Caitlyn. Interesting. I'll take the bait. Let's see what you got for the answer to Lucian. Would this be a way? He has 3 champions, right? He's not playing Caitlyn and getting Piltover Peacemakers. Good. Can we shoot our own unit with this? Okay, deals one to an enemy. It's like if we're going to be out here flipping this Lucian, be like, oh man, can we just kill off our own guy? Okay, makes sense. Nice. Good. Lots of quick attack challenge in that game. Feels pretty good. And here, oh man, we get the chance to pick up the Squire over the Confront. We have enough elites, right? How many do we have? Let me stop and take a look real quick. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, That's it? 6 isn't a whole lot. Maybe we got to back off of that idea. I think we'll skip over all of these in this case. The Yordle Smith's too good, the Squire's too unreliable, and then the Bandle Gunders are the premier piece of our top end. So we'll skip all those traits. Just need one elite though. One elite gets that umbrella out there. So good to get it get the challenger off of the umbrella instead of off of the confront. Right. Heimer twice in a row. What are we going to do? I'd probably rather just lead with the Honored Lord. I don't intend on blocking a Chronomancer here, but definitely not throwing Lucian in front of it.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
The young prince will be found.
See what I've learned?
Okay, then let's get started with this Lucian. I don't have big expectations out of Lucian here. He dies to quite a bit of stuff. And so I'd kind of intended on just putting the confront on our Honored Lord, but this is so abysmal if he has a Mystic Shot. All right, I'm going for it, squad. No. F. Okay. I feel okay with that, though. It's pretty tough to have Mystic Shots these days. They've taken it out of so many of the card pools. It's not a very common card anymore. Looks like you're blocking Honored Lord. Aggro Zillion coming at us.
Where you go, I go.
All the Mystic Shots. I guess I gotta put away that talk of Mystic Shot not being that common anymore. Rawhide Ronin's dropping all of them. Okay. Can't just detain Heimer if we want. Feels like probably the safer way to just deal with him here. See if he starts churning off a bunch of Flash of Brilliances or what our options are.
The soul wears away like grains of sand.
That's a little scary if detain is our plan. I mean, I guess I'd be okay just detaining the Sand Spinner. Is that too dangerous, or would we rather back to back? Nice sequencing. Okay. Oh, we gotta spend all this mana and a spell this. It's got to be a spell this turn. I think we'd probably rather just say back to back for next turn. Trist, the 1/3 Trist. Nice. Nice, they say. I'm just going to open onto Heimer. I don't want him to have the opportunity to play thermogenic beams or anything here. Something we don't approve of. Which direction's that going? Transforming. Okay. Can't back to back our opponent's unit. Alright, then that's the scary one in Floor Be Gone. I wasn't really intending on dealing with that.
You dropped something.
I dropped everything.
Alright, you lit up. We had a unit die this turn.
Remember the fallen.
That's not a concerted strike. Okay, this one might have gotten out of reach. If this was like any unit except the elusive, we could probably deal with this, but like we could deal with a T-Hex. We can't really deal with the Floor Be Gone. Okay. Not the dragon we were looking for.
See what I've learned?
Go away.
Easy blocks. Okay, so what can we do with ourselves here? We need to find a multi-region. We found something. That doesn't have Challenger. Okay.
There's an art and intensity in gun and cannon fire.
You're far out. I like you.
Alright, need one of those challengers, game. That's not it.
You bet you do money.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's what we get for not respecting the Mystic Shot. I was kind of like the idea that I was thinking was like I probably should be playing the confront onto the Honored Lord, and then that way if they miss if they play the Mystic Shot, it at least kills a Lucian without the extra card on him. But I went a little too greedy. a little too greedy. I think that game would have been a little bit different if we'd had the Honored Lord running around with Challenger. But nonetheless, we chose unwisely, and we gotta get over it. And so I am kind of interested in upgrading the Honored Lord into Arika. Our twos are serviceable, but I do like to have just a big removal spell for the late game. So let's pick her up. Move on. All right. Feel like I'm properly hydrated now. Let's get this going. Now, this is the deck that's probably the real quick attack challengers, having LeBlanc Tristana. All right, we can do some stuff here.
Join the hunters, they said. I'll show the hunters.
Quest will be over quicker than you can fry a ferret.
And I have a unit for us here. It's tough. Well, there's a lot of 3/2-age coming out of these decks, and a lot of 2/2 value units for 2. So he might get a reasonable Yordle Smith attack in. He gives quick attack to himself. I forgot to change my board. Right, we'd rather him not get the reforge. Our hand got a little pricey here. Goodness. What you doing, A-Sun Owls? Coming up with the big plays. Saying, should I drop LeBlanc? The answer to that is yes. It's always yes.
This painting?
Oh man, I just realized I got to thinking about dinner because my fingers smell like dinner. Got to set the timer for my crock pot. Man. How long's this video been going on for? 45 minutes? Alright. Alright. Dinner hasn't been ruined yet. Basilisk Rider. Ugh, this board is gross. Can't do anything about this stuff.
Look, a thing.
L, that's not ours.
Oh, and he discards Scion? Uh-oh. Better start doing the mathematics. So the idea with this is I just want to prevent all the damage from the Basilisk Rider because we'll quick attack challenge it next turn. This block here is kind of whatever. We probably need to start preserving our health, and then we'll take the 3. The intent is to play Screeching Dragon next turn, and then have 2 good challenges between a hopefully quick attacked Fleet Feather Tracker into the Basilisk Rider, and then the Screeching Dragon onto something else. But if we have a board where we can't attack with a Yordle Smith, still completely okay just to trade the Fleet Feather Tracker for the Basilisk Rider. Completely okay. Buster Shot's almost on the cheap. Summoned or cast cards from 4 regions. Protect that painter.
We made it. Yay.
But our stuff didn't.
Okay. Interesting. Can Bandle Painter, Buster Shot, and Lucian this turn if we want. Oh, no, you're not multi-follower. You're not multi-faction. Be generating one. So we'd have to see what comes out of this thing. That's a little less ideal. I want to get Senna down since we're going to just be sitting around like trading. Or, did I call him Senna? I want to get Lucian down. Okay.
Push back the darkness.
And we do have the opportunity for a pretty choice Gen VV next turn. Right? Do we want to do that? Or do we want to? Well, if we give Gen VV confront, she can't just take down the painter.
You best believe I don't play.
But we can take it down with a quick attacking Lucian. That's still where we're at? I think so.
My strength is yours.
I mean, she's probably reasonable enough just to take down the painter.
You dropped something.
I dropped everything.
Let's see where that gets us. Definitely get a free attack in here. If he wants to get 2 for 1 on this, I'm pretty okay with it. Absolutely. So now we can look to do the quick attack challenge with Lucian onto the painter. What you got for us, Brodio? It's tough for him to play something that interacts with the Yordlesmith. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we should be crushing for 5, adding a unit in the Owlcat activating our Buster Shot. Would we rather just discard the Owlcat to the Painter? That's probably the way we'd like to do this. But I'm okay. Feel pretty good about his thing here not being Whirling Death. I feel like if he had something like Whirling Death, he would just be like snapping into this combat. I think we're good here. He's out of mana, so he can't give this thing a boost this turn.
Trick is to swing harder.
So much quick attacks. Nice work. Nice work, squad. And Captain Erika? Okay. Okay. Played 8 mana without Spell Shield. That's my favorite thing to ask our opponents to do. Hey, you spend all your mana on something that doesn't matter. It technically matters here, but... Ugh. Do we have to answer this thing? You discard a non-fleeting unit, create a fleeting copy in hand. How much discard could they realistically have at this point? And why is this his play at this stage of the game? I feel like we can... Well, I guess the other downside to Lady of the Blood is that she shuts down Lucian and keeps him from attacking. Fine.
One heart can shape the fate of a nation.
Okay. you gotta grunt real bad when these things are happening. Fine, dude. Okay.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
See you, Lucian. Tried your best. You tried your hardest. But I would assume he doesn't have any more combat tricks, right? If he's playing the Glory Seekers and not taking down the Erikas. Would make sense to me. We unfortunately got to do a bunch of blocking here. Oh. Complete change of plans. Okay. Seems positive. Choice. So, it's not something we'd be able to do for like 2 turns, the 4 Demacia. So let's start with the Painter.
Great, I'm loving this.
Or expensive. Not exactly what I was looking for here, but it's serviceable.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
Demacia shall prevail.
With you to stand by my side, I have no doubt.
Alright, well, we're never getting this 2-mana Buster Shot off. We gotta take this LeBlanc down now. Then I do believe with this attack, though, If we attack with Yordle Smith on the left and then the Vanguard First Blade on the right, it should be a 4/4 quick attack. Ugh. Yeah. Maybe we just wait a little bit. All right. Well, this is at least nice for the Fae Folk getting activated. Not sure if we're going to get to use them here, but it's nice, I assure you. Attacks still don't seem great. We kind of felt like on his previous attack he didn't have a combat trick, so kind of I want to feel like our blocks are good here. Okay. Well, this is on the way. Tristana. So he's out of cards now. Cool. I think we're good. That perfect information is a great thing to have. What is this? This is just such an odd looking picture. What is that? It looks like a thumb. All right, feels like he just gave up. Manifest a spell. Okay. Pretty sure that one was done. Cool. What do we got here? Conchologist and Yordles in Arms. Okay. I'm interested in Yordles in Arms. I don't... It's odd, right? We talked quite a bit about how the late game here is just pretty terrible. And one of the commenters was talking about Yordles in Arms. And this is like historically a pretty horrible card, right? But there's like a few instances of this kind of existing. There's For Demacia, which for a large part of the game you never wanted because you could just use Vanguard Sergeants. And then once Vanguard Sergeant got mostly removed from Expedition, then kind of For Demacia fell out of favor as well. They would occasionally be like Lux decks that wanted it. There would occasionally be Scout decks that wanted it, but they were never a deck that was like, shit, yeah, I want For Demacia. It was just kind of like, it's like, well, I don't feel like I'm playing a pesky Spectre here today. And so it kind of fell out of favor. The Leona version was kind of in the same camp. I've kind of grown into the camp of wanting to play one copy of Leona For Demacia, but it's not an utter necessity. Like she flips into it, and so you tend to not need it. But it's like kind of a different story with Leona, whereas like For Demacia just gives you stats whenever you play Morning Light. It's like, okay, well here's 2 stuns and a Ravoon card and a Nightfall, and you make some of your little units get like +2 health, and you activate a lifesteal, and then you attack. And so it's just like this big, ridiculous, assuredly game-ending thing. And Yordles in Arms doesn't really do any of this stuff. It just gives the stats, so it's kind of more in the camp of For Demacia than Morning Light. But kind of the problem more so with like the Poppy decks than the Tristana ones is they just don't have a way to end the game. There's just no good late game. The Scout unit is epic. You have to count on things like Bandle Gunners, but these are rare, so you may not find it. There is that, whatever that expensive dude we just played in that previous game was, but he's not ultra reliable either. And so it kind of feels like Yordles in Arms really has a spot, more so in the Poppy decks, but those are also able to like completely fill the board by like turn 5, and then you can get a 6-unit Yordles in Arms on like turn 5 or turn 6. And so it feels a little bit better there. Just kind of my problem with these is like as we talk about cards like say like Ancient Crocolith, where we need it to be good more times than it's bad, and your Ancient Crocolith is bad way more often than it's good. That's the way I kind of feel about these cards. Is like if you're behind, it doesn't do anything. If you're ahead, then you probably don't need this. It just makes you get ahead more. And the kind of like deciding factor is like, what about those games in the middle where you need to kind of like really catch up just a little bit or press your advantage. And this doesn't really feel like the card where you want to do that. You'd rather just be playing like a Challenger Dragon. But I do concede its necessity in kind of the Poppy-based decks and probably the Tristana decks had we drafted more towards the multi-regions. And just the late game doesn't exist, and so you kind of have to fill in where you can. But let's give it a shot here today. Maybe we'll change our opinion a little bit after some of these games. Plays fantastically with challengers, so that's what we're doing here. All right, so much Scion today. Interesting. So what do we think of this? I'm leaning towards just doing the Egghead Researcher mulligan, but the Tristana with Buster Shot's kind of interesting. I think we can just get rid of her, though. Looking at her as being more of a kind of mid-game play if we've been able to drop some early game multi-factions. I'm going to take the shield. We don't have a guaranteed thing with the Honored Lord, and I might feel decent about turning him into a 3/3. Excuse me, into a 3/3. Depending on what old opponent does here. Okay. Permanent? Yeah. Interesting. All right, well, we won't be using the tiny shield immediately. Having all these 2 health units does make me go, oh, maybe we should have taken the plus attack. It felt decent at the time. But okay. Are they going to discard Scion? I think it was. Basilisk Rider. Picked up Cataclysm. I missed their discard. Do we not get to see it? Fine game. I didn't want to see it anyways. Gonna be like that, huh? Okay, so we can answer the Reckoner. This is slightly awkward in the sense that we just picked up the Great Horn Companion Cataclysm combo. So I'd rather not just like throw this away. And we can just like Concerted Strike the Basilisk Rider. Maybe that's the way we go about this. Oh, whoa! Them's are the damages. Jeez. Them's be the damages. Detain. Okay, well, Envolus Vox seems reasonable. So you wanna deal with my stats? Then you can deal. Oh, he's gonna be able to make him unblockable though, right? That's awkward. So we have 8. So we can play a 3. Stana, you're gonna be on blocking duty today. You're on prevent 3 damage duty. Okay. Fall to 6. A little scary. Lots of aggression coming out of this guy. He's showcasing how I felt about these Reckoners. Ultimately being able to... ooh, that strike prevents the damage, right? Because he's ephemeral? Beautiful. Ooh, that's fantastic. I wonder if he knew that was going to happen. But no, that's how I kind of felt about the Ruined Reckoner and his ability to come down in these games. Ultimately shutting down these kind of curve draws being a little bit better than a removal spell. But with this, I'm kind of looking at saying, like, well, what if we play Fleet Feather Tracker, Great Horn Companion, and Tiny Shield? Or we want to kind of Tiny Shield, but like with the intent of cataclysming next turn and attacking with the Bandle Gunners. I think we can do that. This will only be banking 1, so it'll be... F me. Fucking Captain Farron. Okay, well. Things change. We can't attack with Envolus Vox unless we want to just kind of like naked hook this Captain Farron. Like, so hook him with the Fleet Feather Tracker just to keep him out of combat. Which I guess could be okay. We need to get the Yordle Smith. I just don't like it.
If you want something done right, let me do it.
Something like this. And we're just going to try our best to survive this next turn. Or, I mean, we can Yordles and Arms Cataclysm this turn if we want. Like that's kind of off the table. We can't just die to a Decimate. Alright, but we do have this interesting thing I've been wanting to do in cataclysming the Bandle Gunners so that we get multiple impacts in the same turn. We could probably do that here as well. Well, we're not gonna outrace the Decimates. F. There was probably a way here where we could have won this. We needed to just prevent like just a little bit more damage. I don't know. I want to redo on that one. I feel like we should have been able to take that one down. We needed just a little bit more of a concise game plan. I was so sure that we had that game backed up though until he played Captain Farron. How do we feel about our late game and picking up Tenor of Terror? This is, of course, plays fantastically with the likes of Tristana being two multi-factions in the same card. What's our created cards? And so our created cards, what do we have? Penitent Squire, Yordle Squire, that's 2. Conchologist gets us to 4. Researchers at 5. Painters at 6. Sergeant's technically at 7, but he's really slow. Not a whole lot. I think we probably just have to hang on to the Bandle Gunners. Okay. But yeah, that was... that feels like we were really close. Certainly wasn't counting on Captain Farron to come down, but... could have focused a little bit heavier on preventing the damage. Like just putting down the Bandle Gunners and just being like, okay, I'll block. I get that it sucks. I get this block is not good, but just preventing all that damage. If we just had a little bit more time, we probably would have been able to take it down. Having played Captain Farron in Expedition, it blows my mind that they had to nerf him down to 2 Decimates. Like, what's going on in Constructed to where like Captain Farron and 2 Decimates isn't just enough to end every game? That was bonkers to me. I couldn't believe that was a legitimate nerf onto Captain Farron. All right. Well, anyways, back to reality here. We'll start with the Fleet Feather Tracker. We don't have any elites for the Squire. If he wants to trade with Teemo, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we'll quick attack hook him down next turn. Next attack token, I should say. All right. Do you think Lucian is the least important 2 out of these? Wouldn't be surprised. But as I like to say with the Mystic Shots being out of the game, This is going to be a Peacemaker. A built-over Peacemaker coming in. They took all of the Mystic shots out of the Teemo decks, so it is actually much more challenging for them to have them as opposed to that Heimerdinger just dropping dropping all those bombs on us.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Let's wait. He's bound to be doing some kind of attacking here. I hate taking this damage against Teemo decks, but I don't think we have tons of options here. But we should be able to get reasonably good quick attack challenges this turn. We can say like quick attack. We can attack, hook something with the tracker, hope that they come in and block something, and then Radiant Strike. Then we can play a Cataclysm later with our quick attacker. I think that works. I haven't Cataclysmed a quick attacker before, so that may not be the way that it actually works, but oh. Well then. This can go kinda wrong. We need them to do something. They probably won't have time to play cards. We're probably just going to lose our tracker here, but we get to respond if they Mushroom Cloud? Oh, it's so sick if we get to respond. There it is. That's the sauce. Good. This Lucian's never going to level up if our units just win every combat. The struggle. I didn't know life could be so hard. Does quick attack come on if we play Cataclysm? I mean, he looks like he's quick attacking. That's all it counts, right? That works. Looks like it should. Wouldn't be the first time I've been burned by the Oracle's Eye. Okay, okay, there we go. Nice. Also interesting to note, the quick attack falls off when they come out of combat, right? Maybe I didn't highlight. Maybe I needed to just highlight our bird to see if it still had quick attack. That'd be important to know. All right, I'm kind of interested in picking up War Chefs here. I mean, it plays fantastically with a lot of our units. This like War Chefs, what's your name? War Chefs Yordle Smith combo is pretty good, but yeah, I think our removal is good enough. We've had a lot of struggles hitting the four things for the cheaper buster shots. We're just kind of like not playing these Tristanas. our air quote Tristana build arounds is what we're working with here. Oh shit, it's Riven. She's made her way to the Runeterra card game. Oh right. Let's see here. Trundle Sejuani. We don't see too much Trundle anymore. Turns out when one of the core themes to a set is 5 attack matters, and Trundle gets nerfed to 5 health, his relevance declines sharply. Well, he had his time in the spotlight for a while. He was fairly oppressive in Expedition.
Destruction feeds my fire.
I'm not gonna lie, you're being a little awkward here, Tristana. Being a little awkward. Alright, that's better. Sort of better. Well, it's not the multi-faction unit yet. Really willing to do that? You know, the intent is just like to buster shot this Ember Maiden. I mean, we got time. I don't think we need to. Let's see. Let's do it this way. I like this. It's like, I don't want to discard a rig elusive. We've got the scout cataclysm in our hand. I don't want to discard that. But it's tough. Curious if he's gonna have take heart. Oh snap! I was going for elixir of iron as you do in the lab, playing against the Scar Grounds and the elixir of iron's coming out. Okay, you do your thing. You do you. Manifest a random celestial that costs 3 or less, epic, or multi-region. Okay, do some of that, I guess.
Today we turn the tide of war.
This one's getting out of hand. I've done the mathematics on whether or not this one is in hand. It is definitely out of. But in all seriousness, the thing I'm kind of looking to do here is we would like to make this Great Horn Companion kind of scout play this turn. I think we can get some good stuff going here. We don't fall too far behind. I guess that's F. That is a disaster. Okay. All right. Well, we just have to like put forth the block and hope for the best.
Relax, everyone.
Need this to be a no trick. Okay. It's a little bit too awkward there. That one mana, the one attack Tristana certainly wasn't doing us any favors. But nonetheless, I think we can skip over all of these. I want to hang on to our factioned cards. Don't really want Grizzled Rangers. We need to. Oh, you're a Yordle. Interesting. I want to hang on to our elites. We're gonna limit ourselves to one back-to-back, so we'll skip over those. Right, the old action fizz. All right, I'm feeling good about it, Trist. You're gonna bring the thunder this game. I'm just gonna go with the plus attack. I feel like every single time we've wanted this, we've tried to get clever with the plus health, and then just never wanted it. So I'm gonna do plus attack on this Yordle Squire. We're gonna be ready for it. Now, this is kind of interesting. If they have the likes of the 2/3, then this attack is quite bad. But if their play is like action or something like that, then we still have a pretty good attack here. Don't want the Puff Cap card. I guess Relentless Pursuit's the way to go about it. It's an action deck though. Purify could be decent against all of their like Lucky Found kind of cards. Cool. Alright, so we gotta wait on him to attack. I don't want any of our hand getting killed by the Roiling Sands. And what do we think about just drawing a card with the Redeemer here? I think this is okay.
Remember the fall.
Has been deemed okay by FTP Bust. I mean, it does with this board now. We can do like Yordle Smith Tidy Spear with the double big quick attackers coming in. I think that's okay.
If you want something done right, let me do it.
Just don't play the 3/4. It shouldn't be in their deck. I think we get a pretty strong attack here. And it must be awkward if they're just dropping Preservarium. Okay. I like it. I like the Warlord's Palace action with Ziggs. That's pretty cool. If any of your friends want to know if that's cool, you can tell them FTP Bus said it was. I'm always spot on these things.
Look, a thing.
Elf, that's not ours.
Discards Weight of Judgment. Nice. Get rid of that removal spell. I assume he's going to go for like plus attack so we can try and take down our Vanguard Redeemer. He hit it. Sure.
Look at that quality.
Oh, it's such a big hit. I wanna quick attack this, challenge this thing down so bad. Yeah. So you get like such good attacks this turn from the Smith. Gotta play a unit. Turns out that's a good one. This is also a turn where Relentless Pursuit is going to be pretty choice. F. Okay. You know what we say quite frequently and quite often? Some people just don't like to have fun, right? How dope would this turn have been if we still had our dude giving everything quick attack? They get to make this attack, then he plays his another unit. We just quick attack his whole board down again. Ugh, it was gonna be so sweet. Mark it, mark your calendars, mark your journals, your diaries, whatever you all write in. You ask yourself the question: does student of Gab like to have fun? Answer: no. Does not like to have fun. Action again? Sure. Ugh. I'm sure you like to have fun, student of Gab. We're just messing with you here. Alright, so where does this get us now? We can't play our big Bandle Gunners. I would like to add a unit. I think Trist is fine. Not very impressive on this board, but maybe we'll get something going next turn. Or she could just be a decent back-to-back target. You're not gonna have the impact. Come on, Bandle Gunners. You pick up Overwhelm. Okay. Can't make Sand Soldiers, so he's gonna have to be predict drawing. Oh, it goes for the plus attack. It's bold. Well, we're definitely gonna Concerted Strike action. We're definitely blocking you. Out of quick attack, so that can go. We'll just take 3 here. Or would we rather make a back-to-back play? Come back-to-back through some of this and keep 2 units back. Keep 2 units alive. Right, if we do this and back-to-back.
Winners don't duck. Let's just do a frontal assault. That always works.
Glad I did the math right on that. I was a little worried about that after I played the spell. Oh no. Oh no. This is going to be a disaster when I did this math wrong. Okay. Let's see. Something interesting. That qualifies. Doing a little digging, I presume.
Steal from the rich and give to the us. How you living?
Okay. I'm not going to attack with this companion anymore. We can do neato things with it if something cool turns up. We just want to attack with Tristana here. I picked up bonus health. Okay. We could wait. All right, Yordles in arms. I guess this is your time to shine. It'd be a lot cooler if both you and Bandle Gunners were were boosted. Yeah. Be a lot cooler. Alright, so he gets his thing next turn. That's moderately annoying. And a rock bear. Okay. So, I mean, we definitely want to be looking at Yordles in arms and the pursuit, which is 8. We could concerted strike, but that just seems worse than playing the duelist. If we're gonna be real about it. This Great Horn Companion can pick on one of these 2/2s. That's not bad, right? That's not bad. We'll have +2 health with this Yordles in arms. Vulnerable big boy, you got it. And so, like, the new question becomes, would we rather just concerted strike this turn? That's what I think I'm leaning towards. I want to concerted strike down the Bruiser, get a scout attack in with the companion onto like Curator, then get our attack in. Because it just feels like he can block up too well here. Let's start out with this. Right. How does that go? Say we hook the Bruiser with the companion. We hook 2/2 with Honored Lord. He puts like 2/2 and 3/4 in front of our units down here and just takes 4 from Trist. Yeah, that doesn't seem super exciting. Seems much better. Big boy. Value. We're going to hit for 10. Off of the Trist and the Duelist. Now we can just Relentless Pursuit on his turn. Whoa, blockers. Okay. Vandal Painter. What do we think about just getting rid of the Relentless Pursuit? I mean, what happens with it here? Well, we win the game with it. Here's what happens. And so, let's do this. Oop.
Can you capture the heroism of Bandle Gunners from a painting?
Yeah,
That's it. Got it. Woof. Good stuff. No, Trist, that's my squad. Cool. Onward. it's gonna offer us up this Tristana every time. I'm gonna pick up the tenor. This at least helps us a little bit towards becoming a piece of a Tristana deck. We aren't really stacked on elites except for this Penitent Squire, so I think that's okay. We gotta find some way if we're just out here playing. +1 attack Tristanas is our big build around. Okay, so Senna and Swain. Interesting. Potentially loading up on the darknesses to flip your Swain. I dig what you're about. I do worry about facing the darkness deck. I don't know if we're quite fast enough to take it down. Oh, interesting, no block.
Everything's in place.
Let's see what we can do. Maybe we'll get one of those value attacks everybody's talking about. Nope. Right, well, I don't want to put our war chefs at risk here. I guess we'll go ahead and go for this one. We got interesting. You got to confront, huh? That's the way we want to find our confronts. You got the 2 premier units in hand if we can get Tristana above 1 attack. Get Tristana above 1 attack. Oh, what an absurd day.
Firepower solves everything.
Okay. If they only knew how strong Tristana was in our deck. If they only knew. Okay, we'll switch to the commando. We want to get an Honor Lord confront this turn if we can. We can take down quite a bit. Huh.
Years take, experience give. Sing of our deed, you've heard him. I've learned a trick or two.
Alright, well, you can start dropping the Outcats. That's one way for Tristana to get her boosts. We'll wait until we can actually play Trist and then drop the Outcat on top of her. Oh, these things are effing annoying. Don't have a good answer to it until we can play Captain Erika. I don't really want to be dropping
I got your 6 shortcakes.
dropping detains on it when he can darkness pretty much all of our units.
Make the darkness your own. Well, pardon. I am in control.
We'll just take it. Them going up to 20 is not that big of a deal. Alright, well, we can start with this. I think this game's like probably out of reach. Just so much lifesteal coming out of these decks that like this is just one of the big nightmare matchups that we could ever be facing. But we'll keep at it. The Tusk Raider. Well, we have to force it into combat so we can attack here, but not gonna get a good one out of this. Oh, you're just gonna die here, right? So we need to swing it this way. You still have your ability. You can actually do this. This. You have the barrier, so the barrier should get the elephant. Then you attack the one we want to kill. Better.
Fight on an empty stomach.
Please, I have connections.
Okay. I didn't really want to Eureka a Armored Tusk Raider. I was hoping to save it for Senna, but it's just going to be a matter of whatever their biggest unit on the board is this turn.
There's a lot of darkness out there. Let's make some of our own.
Okay. So he's unfortunately going to be able to darkness our Honored Lord. I was looking for like, all right, where's the positive in this? And it's like we can make this big Vanguard Sergeant play, but the Tusk Raider makes it kind of awkward for us. Okay. Tane.
Courage and valor!
Opening up our units to get spell shielded, that's a little scary.
Stand strong.
A little strange company, never heard.
Who's under this? It's Tali Sentinel. So if he trades off and gets the Sentinel back, how bad is it? He can't play the darkness this turn, but it does give him a darkness. I don't like it. It's unfortunate he can like shut down the lethal just with the Spiderling. Awkward. Okay. Tell the others. Okay, we can block that thing.
I ran as fast as I could.
Run while you can. You will not prevail.
All right, Eureka, do what we need you to do. If you fall, this game is done anyways. So let's just load her up. All right. This is normally where I'd say, like, I wonder what it feels like to draw champions, but we drew some Tristanas, and she's just not doing anything anyways. Okay, I mean, let's see what we can do. We need some things to go right here. It's not there. It's not there yet. I don't know.
Long road behind,
Okay.
long road ahead.
It's tough. Those darkness matchups are pretty tough.
Never backing down. Wait, what happened?
It's like you either need to be... You can't be in the mid-range of the spectrum against darkness decks, right? You either have to be ultra-aggressive or you have to be like an invoke deck. They're really bad at actually winning a game, right? They're just so good at just like grinding out these mid-rangey decks. Like so good at like preying on all of our like 2 and 3 health units, even with just like a +1 boost. But they don't have that good of card advantage, right? I'm not saying that generating darknesses isn't good. It's just it's not better than say generating invokes, and so it's like this kind of weird spectrum where you need to beat these Senna decks where it's just you have to be like ultra aggressive to where they don't have time to play darknesses. Like if the best that they can do is spend 3 mana to kill a 2 health unit, then that's great as far as playing like Legion Rearguard decks is, or playing like Green Glade Duo decks, whatever. But as decks like this come around that are a little bit more mid-rangey, they really prey on this. But then as you get more into the control decky end of the spectrum, it's like they do have really good removal spells, and they generate a lot of them, but those removal spells aren't very good at dealing with big units, or if you're like, okay, well, you're playing all this removal. Here's my Ravoon, right? Here's my Eclipse Dragon. Here's my Aurelian Soul, and so they fit this like really weird spectrum of the metagame, but it can be like so tough for the aggro decks to actually deal with them because that Ixtali guy is just ridiculous at gaining a ton of health. It was like when Foundations was the only set around, and you were having to deal with aggro decks trying to beat Radiant Guardians. Just the potential for them to gain 12 health is astronomical. And then if they have like one additional way to make it go right, and they just gain like 16 health, and the game was just completely done. But at any rate, here I'm going to cycle out this Bandle Gunners. I hope it doesn't hurt our top end too much, but we need these early game plays to get our Tristana going, and this is the kind of one of the premier units between the Bandle Commando and then the 2/4 for 3 that generates the Owlcats as ways to get Tristana leveled up. So we can't sit around and just keep having these games where we have a one attack Tristana. It's absurd. We got as far as we did on the back of not really doing much with the Tristana, but now that we're getting to the end and playing against real decks, it's a little bit more challenging. All right, but we should be aligned well against the old Teemo Caitlyn. Oh, this hand is expensive though. All right, need an Umbrella Maker, but if we were playing Garen, we'd look at a hand like this and be shit. Yeah, get ready, Zabryu 17. It's about to come at you. All right, a little scary. We don't have good answers to Teemo. I don't want to have to just like bank mana into playing a Detain on him. He's playing Teemo to the left, right? So either 2 or 3 copies. A little bit less Caitlyn, probably. See if we get shut down by a clump of wumps here. It's a tempting pass. I wonder if he was planning on hitting us with like Mystic Shot or something, or just maybe he just doesn't have anything. That's an odd one. At least the way that we draft these decks, we stack so heavily on the 2s. Well, we're taking this damage. There's nothing we can do about that. Question is, like, if he has the Mystic Shot, then like how bad are things going to be for us? I think we're kind of like all in at this point on trying to hit with the Honored Lord anyways. So let's just go ahead and get it now. Then we'll open attack. We don't have any ways to really boost these units. Okay, he doesn't have the Mystic Shot. Oh, that's only for the turn? Oh, F me. F me. That's like an emote. Cupcake. Oh, it's like I tried to hook this Teemo and it wouldn't do anything. I was like, what's wrong with the game? Alright, so do we ever get the opportunity to play Captain Erika in this game? I don't think we do. It's safe to get rid of. Oro Sled, we needed you in the last game, in the last video we did.
Securing the perimeter.
We play Created Guard yet? Not yet. Alright, well, we're going to have to hang on to this Detain here. So let's just add another Honored Lord and see where that kind of gets us.
One step ahead.
Do we want to prevent some of this Caitlyn damage? We're getting kind of low as far as Teemo's concerned, but done. Oh, just making her elusive, huh? Ugh. Oh, the Teemo is probably ultimately more scary. Is it? No. It's been decided it's not. So this will get us up to 40. Oh, he only played one? He had to have played both, right? He has two in his hand. Interesting. Okay. Well then. About to be combat time. And I mean, it depends on what he plays, but I think the play here is to hook his Chump Wump and try to get him to just block with Teemo. Is that reasonable? We're at 30 puff caps, will go up to 60. But we'd only have to hopefully draw against that 60 one time. That'll block, right? Well, let's be real. If he's passing like that, he totally has like built over peacemakers or something. But I think this is okay.
Spoil the surprise?
Falls to 5, gets his Caitlyn back, loses his Teemo. So he's gonna play another Teemo here. Well, he had to block anyways, but. Hey. Mouth noises. All right, we can win this now. If we can make it to the next turn. Oh shit. Caitlyn flip. She's gonna just deal like 100 damage on her own. Shit. These. She's at 3. Are you not? You played a created card or killed a unit with a spell. We haven't done any of that stuff. I thought this was going to be a lot easier to activate. I had this like envision in our head where we're going to play like the Tenor and the Redeemer, then open next turn and hit him with back-to-back. That's not what life's about, apparently. Alright. Well, we've played a created card now. So we'll take 3 from Caitlyn. Teemo's gonna double us 88. So that should be like 5 damage from Teemo. Is this really all he's bringing? Might get ourselves out of this. Well, this is gonna be one of them like squeeze them butt cheeks moments, but maybe. So how do we look at this? I mean, if he has a Piltover Peacemaker to take down the Poro Sled, that's kind of abysmal. Well, I guess when it comes down to it, he either has the removal spell to kill it and we're losing a unit, or we play a smaller blocker and lose a unit. Like the least the thing with the Poro Sleds, it lets us maybe get an additional attacker, but I would at least prefer him to have a card to make us lose a unit. Okay. Oh, now we got all these 1 health units against the against the Peacemakers. Alright, squeeze them butt cheeks, boys. We got this. We got this. 1, lost a unit. 0 puff caps. Oh, man. Oh, man. Now, do we ever get out of this without them blocking something? No, because... we can't just win it with back-to-back. Maybe. I think that's what we got to go for. Alright, we need you to do something dumb, my man. Do something dumb. Keep that Teemo back. No. No. Absolutely not. Should we have just played more units? With the 2 impacts, should we have just played more units? Because we're never making it through now. We should have, right? That's what would make sense here. Yeah. We should have just added the Vanguard Redeemer and then hoped that his 2 cards weren't a unit. All right, we're at 1. We're good. We can deal with most wanted. Apparently not. But all right, that was a interesting little trial. I think that was a decent exercise in learning about Tristana, and so yeah, interesting stuff coming out of that one. Let's get this card pool pulled up. And so I feel kind of bad if you were hoping for like a big full on Tristana build around, because that's not what we did here, and that kind of got away from us. But I think I'm kind of like, on point with where Tristana kind of stands. There's not a whole lot of cards in this theme, right? If we're looking at the universe of Runeterra cards, Bandle City's been here for what, like, how big are these sets? Like a half of the entirety of the Beyond the Bandlewood set. Like, right, there'll be 2 more expansions, so there's probably like 120 cards in this one, and then like 40 and 40 or 30 and 30 or something. And so this is just not fleshed out compared to Freylord that's been here since the beginning. And so I think that, Tristana does need a little bit of time, but that doesn't mean that it's not a winnable archetype. There's a lot of good stuff here, and we didn't really make a best effort to put that together. Right here from the start with this Penitent Squire, Great Horn Companion combo, like I was immediately thinking, right, Tristana has quick attack, Lucian has quick attack, Senna has quick attack, the 4/2 multi-faction guy has quick attack, and those units are all incredibly powerful if they're given challenger. And what can we do if we achieve that? That was kind of what this draft amounted to, and it wasn't, hey, let's play all of the Bandle Commandos, let's play all of the 2/4s for 3 mana that generate Hungry Owlcats, and so that was, partially on me. And so I will, come back here and try and draft this Tristana at some point. But, I think that really kind of points to a lot of the beauty in Expedition, though, is that, you pick the Tristana here and you go, oh, man, let me think about how we could make the best of Tristana. We should probably just play all these multi-faction cards. And that's true. That's a realistically strong deck. But, when you get her paired up with Lucian and you have all these quick attackers, and then you know that you can find cards like... what's your name, Yordle Smith, to give other things quick attackers, and then it's like, well, what do we do if we find a Laurent Protege? What do we do if we find Fleet Feather trackers? Like, there's tons of ways to get this like big cycle of like high value plays. Why not try to take advantage of that? And so, realistically, throughout this draft, I think what we probably should have done was just take more Lucians. This is a deck where we would have been completely happy to have 3 Lucians. Maybe we should have been like, since our late game kind of sucks, maybe we should have been like 2 Lucians, 1 Tristana, 1 Garen. Or it was showing us a lot of Jarvans. Jarvan's the kind of the same thing. And that would have been probably a little bit better here. And so, yeah, if you're hoping for the full Tristana build around, I apologize. We just got this big cycle of quick attack challengers showing up. I absolutely love the theme, and then the cards that we were shown here right at the beginning didn't really play to that, between the Squire pack making the Umbrellas first, the double removal second, and then the Honored Lord Cataclysm third. That just kind of indicates to the game, hey, brother's trying to do challengers here. The multi factions just aren't as important, and so give us a shot. We'll go after that in the future. But I thought this was a pretty strong deck. We're going a little memey on the Tristana, to it's a little far too into the memes to make it a full 7-win looking build around. But I had fun with this trial nonetheless. I thought that was pretty good. I had a good time with this. And so let's go. We'll see if we have any rewards to click on. Looks like we got a platinum chest upgraded to diamond. Hells yeah. And that is gonna do it. So, Oh shit, hang on. We got more stuff going on. Why were those rares 300 shards? Are they always 300 shards? Were they premium? Are these premium shards we got here? What did... Huh, that was weird. I never paid attention to that. That was so strange to see it happen like that. But anyways, that is going to do it for us today. So I hope you all enjoyed the trial. You maybe learned how to attack a little bit quicker. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.